Once you've created your plans, you'll probably want to create some elevation views of your design. You can create multi-story elevations in seconds using the Draw Elevation button. In this video, I'll show you how to draw and place elevations using the Draw Elevation tool. If your design has more than one floor, you should set the levels of the building before creating any elevation views. Levels tell BuildingWorks how the different floors of the building stack together. Take a look at the video called How to Create Levels in a Drawing for help on setting up the levels. You can see that I've already set up my levels. Levels appear on the plans as pink boxes. To get started, go to the Views and 3D tab and click the Draw Elevation button. I'm going to start by drawing the front elevation of the building. I'm going to create the elevation by clicking on points on the first floor plan. By using the plan which shows the roof, you can make sure the depth of the elevation extends beyond the roof ridge. This will ensure that the roof appears correctly in the elevation. The ground floor will be included automatically in the elevation too. You'll be given the option of creating the elevation for all levels of the design at the end of the elevation drawing process. Don't forget, there are some handy on-screen instructions which talk you through creating the elevation. The first instruction asks you to click on the wall on which the elevation will be based. For a front elevation, click on one of the front walls of the house. The next instruction prompts you to click on the observation point for the elevation. For a front elevation, the observation point is in front of the building, so click there. The next instruction asks you to click on the depth of the viewpoint for the elevation. If you want to draw the roof, this needs to be a point beyond the ridge to ensure the whole roof is drawn. Now we need to click on the left extent point for the elevation. Simply click beyond the left of the house. Next we need to click on the right extent point for the elevation. Now do the same and click beyond the right of the house. The instruction window now prompts us to click to select a reference point for the elevation. Click on the bottom left-hand corner of the plan. The final instruction is to click to select a relative point for the elevation. You now need to place the elevation view on the drawing. I'm going to place it below the ground floor plan. You can use IntelliSnap points to help place your elevation in line with the plan. Hold your cursor over a snap point on the corner of the plan for a couple of seconds. Then when you move your cursor down the screen, you'll see that a dashed line appears. BuildingWorks is snapping the elevation to the X coordinate of the point you hovered over on the plan. Once you're happy with its position, click to place the elevation. A dialog box then pops up asking if you want to create the elevation for all levels of the design. In most cases, you'll want to click Yes. Click No if you want to draw an elevation for an individual floor or level of a multi-storey house. After a moment, the elevation will appear on screen. On occasion, you may find that internal doors or other internal features show up in the elevation. This is because when you indicated the depth of the elevation beyond the ridge, some internal walls may have been included. You can edit the elevation to remove any unwanted features. Take a look at the video called How to Edit an Elevation View for more information. You can draw your rear and side elevations in the same way. Just start by clicking on the rear or side wall of the house, then follow the on-screen instructions, imagining you're standing looking at the wall you've clicked on. If you make any changes to your plans, you don't have to draw the elevation from scratch. You can update the elevation using the Recalculate Elevation tool. Say I wanted to delete this window here. At first, when I delete the window, the change isn't apparent on the elevation. Click on the elevation you want to update to select it. Now click the right mouse button and a menu will pop up. Click the Recalculate Elevation option. After a moment, the elevation is updated to reflect the changes I've made. Once you've created your elevations, it's a good time to save your project. Click the Save As Project button. Enter a name for this version of the project, and then click Save. Over to you. Add some elevations to your drawing. Go to the Views and 3D tab and click the Draw Elevation button. Follow the on-screen instructions to create the elevation, remembering to imagine you're stood outside the building, facing the wall which features in the elevation. Use the first floor plan or the plan which includes the roof as the basis for your elevation, and make sure you click beyond the roof ridge for the depth of the elevation so your roof appears correctly. Click Yes to the dialog box which asks if you want to create the elevation for all levels of the design. If you make any changes to your plans, update the elevation by selecting it, clicking the right mouse button and selecting Recalculate Elevation.